Hi, hello, I'm Drake and welcome to another day on Dartmoor. And it's a bit of a windy day, so I hope that the sound quality is too bad today. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing you to a part of our garden. It's one of the experimental areas in our gardens. And this area behind me, you can just see that it's a framed structure. And the frame is just made up of hazel poles all tied together. And it makes up a space of about 2 meters by 1 meter wide. And it's about 1 meter tall. And the idea behind it is to emulate some of the qualities and principles of forest gardening. Now, forest gardening is based on what? A forest structure. And a forest structure is really about looking at, well, what works in this kind of apex habitat. And you've got your mature trees, which form the canopy. Then you've got your shrubs, which are the smaller trees that grow halfway down, let's say. And then you've got your herb layer, which are the smaller plants and the very small plants which kind of grow along the bottom of the forest. And you'll have things like climbers growing up there as well, in between things like roses and honeysuckle and ivy and so on. And so that's the idea in the natural wild ecosystem of a forest. How do we translate that into a garden space? Well, we're fortunate. We have lots of trees that grow around us, which really contribute to our growing system that we have here, or growing systems that we have here. But this little bit of garden here, it's just right in the middle of a lawned area. And what I wanted to do was just try it out, see what would happen, and you could emulate this yourself at home. So within this space, what I've grown are a lot of different beans. So I've got climbing beans growing here, French climbing beans. I've got French dwarf beans growing lower down. Within this space, I probably have about 12 climbing beans growing and about 4 dwarf bean varieties growing. I've got 3 courgette plants in there, and I've got about 4 of the black kale growing in here. And then really that's what I've got going in terms of vegetables. And then I've got lots of things which are edible but are also ornamental, and I wanted something that brings a bit of colour. So nasturtiums and calendula, and also down here at the bottom, chamomile flowers. And the idea as well within a forest structure is that you add things together in a tight space, but you mix everything up. And by mixing everything up, you're much less likely to have problems with pests, for example, kind of wiping out your entire varieties of, say, kale. And so it works better, basically. And what I've got going on here is extremely productive. I've got virtually no nibbling on the kale. I've had no problems with any of the beans. The courgettes have been wonderful. So I've cropped well and had less problems with disease and with predation. So those are all win-wins to my mind. And the other thing is that it looks beautiful. Now, I mixed in quite a lot of wild flower seeds, and so we've got the white campion, we've got mallow here, I've already mentioned the chamomile, and to me that's a really, really important part of it, because you're bringing in this interest from a floral perspective and colour and texture, but you're also again encouraging beneficial insects to come in, because when they come in attracted by bright colours like this, then they flutter off and they work on the flowers of the beans. So everything is getting a really good chance of being pollinated. And gosh, isn't this wonderful Dartmoor weather is now actually starting to rain. So anyway, yes, so that's really what's going on within this forest system. As I said, it's a small area, just 2 meters by 1 meter wide, and it's very productive. And I really encourage you to give it a go. And if nothing else, it's a lot of fun. And as you can see, it's done really rather well back here. And yeah, so that's it for me for today from this sunny, rainy, windy, warm day on Dartmoor. And I hope you have a really, really great day, and thank you again for your listening. Bye bye.